Ah, that's some good whiskey. Yeah, I don't suggest chugging whiskey like that unless you're looking to forget something. You're gonna forget how to drive, how to talk right. Well, you got your little notepad ready? Well, you got a book. You got your notebook. I got my notepad ready. I think we're ready to go.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Welcome, dear listener, to the Savor the Burn podcast. My name is Jonathan. Across the table from me is Mr. W2. How do you do?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing all right. Had a little bit of dark time in the head today. For whatever reason, it just decided to switch over to Depression Town. But
is it the changing of the seasons?
It could be. I don't know, but I've always loved fall. I don't know why it, would affect me, the seasonal affected disorder thing. But maybe it has something to do with age, how long I've been, sucking wind on this planet, But who knows? Who knows? All I know is I'm here in Savor the Burn Studios, and we're here to kick names and take some ass. On some, what is this, Axe in the Oak Colorado Mountain Bourbon Whiskey, 92 proof. I'm looking forward to it. But before that, isn't that a cool looking bottle?
That's a very cool looking bottle.
Now, we are at a disadvantage this time because we're going off the Flavier tasting pack, but we can always get a good look at the bottle because it's online, it's everywhere. It's pretty cool looking. But before we get to that, thank you, dear listener, once again for listening to the Savor the Burn podcast on your favorite podcast app of choice. If you're looking for ways to support the podcast, please feel free to stop by savortheburn.com/shop and pick something and buy it using one of our affiliate links. We don't get the full kickback, but we do get a percentage, and that helps. And we need it for all the merch that we're looking to get. Merchandising,
boy, howdy.
Yeah, we're gonna go Spaceballs with it. We're gonna have all kinds of stuff. But until then, keep visiting the website savortheburn.com. Check out all the new updates going on in the liquor cabinet, in the home and in the shop.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, really excited and looking forward to finally getting some shirts put together.
Yeah, these new designs that you came up with are they're pretty damn fantastic, and they look good on all the colors.
Yeah, I'm going to try to maybe make them available before the end of the year, but if not, maybe that's a anniversary thing.
Yeah, we could use that to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. That's coming up in February, quick.
That'll be here before you know it.
It's fucking nuts. A whole year.
Crazy.
And all we do is just sit down here, talk, and drink. We have friends come over, and we have a good time. We haven't run out of stories yet. Hopefully that continues to be the norm. It's like, for whatever reason, like after we're done talking, like the next day I'm at work, thinking about what we did the night before, and that's when the stories pop in my head.
Right.
Like, fuck, I could have said something there, but whatever. Then I try to remember it for the next time. But I forget. Stupid whiskey. Making me forget. Anyway, so what do we got on the agenda tonight? What is this?
Well, we're digging into another tasting box by Flavier, and this one was titled "Spirits of the Rockies." So I thought that was kind of cool. You think about whiskey and bourbon, Kentucky, Tennessee. We've done a lot in New York, and so moving ourselves further west, and we got a couple different whiskeys from the Colorado area, and this first one that we're going to taste is called Axe and the Oak Colorado Mountain Bourbon Whiskey, and Flavier has it listed for $50. It is a bourbon. It is produced in the USA, as stated. It's from Colorado. The distillery is Axe and the Oak. This is a no age statement bourbon, and I thought this was kind of cool. It makes sense if Kentucky straight bourbon is a style. You see that everywhere and all that. They had the style listed as Colorado Mountain Bourbon Whiskey, so it makes sense to me.
Yeah,
this comes in at 96 proof, so it's right there where we typically like our bourbon. A little bit, a little bit hotter than a lot of the ones we tried. 90, 92, 3.
80.
Ends up being kind of the sweet spot. This one's 96.
Well, looking at it, sure is pretty.
It's a cool looking bottle too.
Yeah.
I like the, it reminds me of the, the whole throwing the axe things.
Yeah, you've got a stump.
Come about.
The double axe looking thing. It looks cool. And I've had a Colorado whiskey before. It was Stranahan's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had that.
You've seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a cool looking
yellow label.
Yeah, kind of sitting crooked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. My buddy Steven got that for me. Guitar player. Moist. The microphone is moist. That guy. He worked his ass off on an asphalt crew and decided he wanted to get a bottle for his friends, and he got me one. He's like, hey, bro.
Very cool.
I just got a text. He's like, hey, bro, I left a bottle for you in the back of your truck. Well, thanks for coming up to the door, knocking, and coming in. Whatever.
That sounds like years ago, as my dad's gotten a little bit older, he's slowing down just a little bit. But there was a time where he loved to just jump in the truck and drive.
Yeah.
And he lives in St. Louis. He would go, I'm going to go down to the gas station and get myself a soda. So he'd jump in the truck, and then he would start driving. And before he knew it, he was in Kingdom City. And one of the times that he did that, he literally just, he wanted a Dr. Pepper. And he jumped in the truck, and he just took off driving. And before he knew it, he was in Kingdom City. And he's like, well, I might as well go to Columbia. Well, I might as well go to Boonville. Well, I'm this far. I might as well go on to Kansas City and visit Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was he left the house at like 9 p.m. So by time... And I never heard him. But apparently he pulled in the driveway at like 2:30 in the morning. I was dead asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And he sat there for a couple minutes, 5-10 minutes, and then put it in reverse, drove on home. Literally drove all the way to Kansas City just for fountain soda.
Wow.
And so, he calls me the next morning. He's like, hey, I don't know if I disturbed you or whatever, but I was sitting in your driveway at about 2 in the morning. And I was like, what?
That's about as crazy as an ex-girlfriend. Like, hey, I was just thinking about you. I'm in your driveway.
Eek! Wrong number.
I don't
prank call.
I don't even know you.
I don't live here anymore.
I don't live in this house. I see your truck. It's not mine. Sold it with the house. I moved to fucking Taiwan. So smelling this, on the third smell, I got brownies.
Oh, okay.
It's got caramel, citrus, brownies, maybe a little mint, or some kind of chocolate baked good. I ate brownies today at work, so
you got it on the mind.
Yeah.
I'm picking up a little honey.
Plus, the old joke, I got kicked out of Scouts for eating a brownie. Maybe a couple of them. Yeah, that's a mighty fine smelling.
It's a nice caramel color too.
Here. Yeah, kind of a light caramel, medium honey. It just smells so good for a 96, especially.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say we get some on the palate?
Let's do it.
Ooh, there's like honey, oak.
Oh, there's a lot of oak on that.
Did you pick up peanut butter?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe some cinnamon.
Yeah, cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Touch of some kind of spice. It's not quite a rye, but...
There might be rye in the mash bill. Does it say anything in the notes about there being anything in there?
Didn't have anything really on the mash bill. I pulled this about the distillery. Welcome to join us in a toast in this fine spirit. You know that feeling when you taste a great whiskey that takes over your mouthful and your whole mind, body, and you think about how lucky you are that a delicious thing like that was granted to us by gods, and you wonder if that's a flavor that you yourself could match. Well, Jason Jackson certainly does. A singer-songwriter from Colorado was so inspired by a glass of Knob Creek, he tried to make his own whiskey, and it turned out he can. When he passed samples out to two of his friends, they took one sip and they knew they had something special at hand. 2013, they founded Axe and Oak Distillery, a place where crafty artisan spirits are born and provides the time space where folks can slow down, take a sip, and enjoy life. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, singer-songwriter. Hopefully it's not something that sucks.
It says distillery's frontrunner in Colorado Mountain Bourbon whiskey, the first spirit they presented and the spirit that put the distillery on the map. The exact mash bill of this goodie is not disclosed, but we know it's a high rye blended bourbon that's easy to look at and even easier to drink. This bourbon has been aged for 3.5 years. Okay. From what I found on there, I thought it was a no age statement, but so 3.5 years, and has a number 3 char. So as we learned not too long ago, from that video you sent on the Coopers.
Yeah, the Adirondack
lower
company.
The lower the char, actually the more flavor that it yields.
I would not have thought that.
So, which means that once the angels and the devil has been paid their share, we're left with a well-balanced bourbon with a deep, earthy, and spicy flavor profile. Colorado Mountain Bourbon is bottled, non-chilled, filtered, and
Very
proofed with fresh Rocky Mountain spring water at 92 proof. That's weird. This says 92 proof, but our little card that came with it says 96 proof. So whatever it is.
Yeah. North of 90.
Yep. I'm not mad either way.
It says here on the tasting notes, it's got a long finish with notes of rye spice, bitter honey, and oak. I don't know. I might pick up on some of the rye. This is if it's such a high rye blend in the mash bill. I'm actually pretty surprised because it doesn't taste like a rye forward drink. But I mean,
especially compared to a lot of the other ones we've tried that were.
Yeah, the High West double rye. I think that was just about perfect. Last night I had some of that Rieger's rye, that red label.
Yeah.
It's so
good. What are you thinking about that?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Still, thanks again. It was a great bottle. Or it still is a great bottle.
There's definitely a little bit of charred oak on the palate. I'm picking up some char in that wood.
Yeah, I'm picking up honey, oak, peanut butter, vanilla, and rye. A little bit of rye, like you said. And I'm not picking up on the honey, the bitter honey on the finish. There's honey there, but I've never had bitter honey, so I don't know.
What is bitter honey?
I'm guessing I've heard so you know how farmers will have they'll pay beekeepers to bring their bees in, and almond farmers do that because almond trees they're notorious for not really putting out a high yield because nothing really likes their flowers that much. So they hire a bunch of beekeepers to bring in a bunch of bees, a bunch of different hives. And so the bees just go right to these almond trees because that's what's there and they're opportunistic. So these little she bees are up there buzzing around, collecting all the pollen, pollinating everything. And the honey that they make back in the hive is, I guess it's bitter. I guess it's just blech, like it's gross. So nobody eats it, which is unfortunate because I haven't tried it yet and I want to know. Give me some of that yucky honey. But yeah, maybe there's a place for it.
Maybe.
Because there's a place for bitter tasting things. Yeah. In every recipe or whatever. And
I definitely didn't pick up anything that I would classify as bitter on this. So if it is a bitter honey, this is its place right here.
Cinnamon butter. All right. It says here on the notes, the flavor, taste, palate, cinnamon butter is on there. But I would scoot that down to the finish.
My glass is finished now, but I'm pulling some more nose, and I'm getting a lot of cinnamon now.
This was really good.
Yeah.
Have you been to Colorado?
Not in a while, but I have been there several times.
Wonder what the music scene's like.
Fort Collins is awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I've been to Fort Collins.
There's like 2 million craft breweries in Fort Collins.
Okay, so you logged a few beers on that little app of yours.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've in middle school and high school. I used to go. We used to go up to Winter Park and go skiing. And there's been a couple times where we've done the trip to Sturgis, and then on the way home decided to just drop straight south, which then we'd go through Wyoming a little bit, hit Colorado, and then eventually hit Fort Collins, and then you take the Pony Express Highway 36, just literally straight shot east to St. Joe.
Well, that's pretty cool. I guess I got to write down my numbers
And do some math.
I didn't even need my calculator for that.
I probably don't either, but I'm gonna use it just the same. Oh shit, the bed. My Flavier subscription just renewed, so that means I got another free bottle to pick.
Well, I guess this is as good a time as any to bring up the Flavier subscription on the in the shop.
Yeah.
So for any listener that wants to check it out, go to savortheburn.com/shop, and the first thing under there is the Flavier subscription, where it's a referral thing. So when you sign up to get your subscription, it's quarterly or annually. I guess you could get it annually, but when you sign up and you buy a bottle, you get a free bottle.
Yep.
And so not only do you get a free bottle when you buy that bottle, we also get a bottle to choose.
Depending on which tier you pick, you either get a tasting box or you get a tasting box and a full-size bottle quarterly. And using the link off the website, in addition to that, you get another full bottle. So it's pretty cool. It's not open-ended, but they give you 24 different bottles to choose from. You know, it's all quick categorized. So if bourbon's your thing, you can just go right to bourbon. If scotch is your thing, you can go right to scotch. If whiskey's not your thing, they've got rum, they've got tequila.
Yeah, they do.
They've got all kinds of things. And their tasting boxes are reflective of that also. They've got gin tasting boxes. They've got vodka tasting boxes, tequila, and then whiskey for days.
Whiskey for days. And, you know, if you do that and you get yourself a free bottle of something, let us know what it is. Let us know. Send us an email, info@savortheburn.com. And, let us know what it is. And if you're interested, we could do the tasting with you live via, Skype or Zoom or something. There's a video call. You can be a part of the podcast if you want to. And, as long as you're not a dick, we might enjoy that. Might be kind of fun. If not, you'll be edited out. So don't be a dick. So what'd you get on the nose?
I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4. Holy shit. All right. I gave it a 4. It had caramel and citrus, and I thought, brownies, what the fuck? I've never smelled brownies on a whiskey before. Not that I know of. So that was pretty cool for me. How about the palate?
I stuck with a 4.
4. I gave it a 4 1/4. I mean, with all the different flavors on here, it's your typical sweet bourbon. So it's got this has honey, oak for me, peanut butter, little vanilla, and some of the rye. But the rye was more present on the finish, and it wasn't the spicy rye, the heat kind of that bites the tongue. It was just the taste of it, and that was really good. And speaking of the finish, I gave that a 4 1/4. How about you?
Finish, I gave a 4 again.
So 3 4s.
3 4s.
All right. When you look at this bottle, what do you give it?
I think it's a great looking bottle. It's a great looking label. there's no wow factor for it there for me. I like the label. It's cool, but that's what I would expect. So I gave it 3 3/4.
I liked it. It's got on the front of the bottle, there's that, a medallion style sticker, which I think it looks cool. And then you can tell on the picture that it's got like a full size label on the back. Now, we don't get to see what's on the back, but it's got some stuff there. It looks like a walnut stopper, and I like the little label that goes over the stopper. Not all of them have that little touch, but some do. And I don't know. It's like the typical whiskey, the Bell style bottle. We've had them here 100 times.
Yep.
I've said like Rebel Yell or Monkey Shoulder Scotch has the same tall. Only this is a little taller, like the
that Blacktooth.
The Blacktooth bottle, exactly. So I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4, and you gave it a 3 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you, I wasn't wowed by it, but I liked it enough to give it the all right score. So overall, that brought me to 8 1/4.
All right.
What'd that bring your overall score to?
Mine landed at 7 7/8. 7.875.
We're not too far away from each other. You seem to like it. I seem to like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for $50, I think that's probably a worthwhile bottle to pick up.
50. That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if this is available here in our area?
So the new Total Wine, I was in there not too long ago, and I just because of the label, and maybe that's merits points too to consider when thinking about presentation. Is the label, is the shape of the bottle, is this going to be memorable and recognizable on the shelf? Because depending on what liquor store you go into, there's a lot and shelves, and sometimes you're not in there for something specific, and so it comes down to what's jumping off the shelf and speaking to you. And I don't know if I'd say this was speaking to me, but I remember the label and the name. So yeah, the our Total Wine has this in stock.
Well, I'm very happy with it. If anybody wanted to get this for me, I'd be very happy to have a bottle of this on my shelf at home. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, I will have myself some kind of bar set up, because I've been looking, been kind of feeling around, trying to get some ideas on some stuff. I thought about just giving up and building my own, but I thought there's got to be something out there. So I don't know. I consider this a full-bodied honey vanilla sweet bourbon that you will enjoy if you pick it up.
And by the way, this comes out January 12th.
Okay. All right. Well, happy birthday, Jennifer. I hope you had a great birthday. January 12th. Is that a Friday?
It is a Friday.
Wow. We're going to party the whole damn weekend. She doesn't know it yet. Maybe I'll poke some of this down. I don't like bourbon. Try this. Come on, just try it. I'm always trying to get her to try stuff. So maybe I'll get a bottle and make an old fashioned with it. I think this would be a perfect candidate for an old fashioned. Mm-hmm. We were talking about other ryes like that Rieger's rye. I had an old fashioned with it last night, but I really think it would make a better Manhattan. What did we do with it? Did we make a cocktail with it? We made a
Boulevardier. No, we didn't. We didn't do a. We did a Boulevardier with bourbon bottled in bond.
Okay.
We did not do anything with the rye.
Okay. That's unfortunate. So I think we should.
Well, we'll have to.
I'll bring it back. Or no, you got a bottle, don't you?
I do not, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just fucking bring it back here and we'll get ourselves silly. That sounds good. Well, do you have any closing thoughts, Mr. W2?
I think this was a winner. I liked it.
I did too. And, well, I mean, if you made it this far, dear listener, If you're not fucking drunk yet. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for listening to the Savor the Burn podcast. Like I said, thank you for listening to us on your podcast app of choice. And be sure to stop by YouTube, give us a subscribe. We're always trying to build that number up. And we've got cocktail videos in the form of shorts. We've got all of our episodes on there full length. You just hit play and let it run in the background and laugh along with us. We always appreciate it. Give us a like and a comment while you're there, and share us with your fellow bourbon, whiskey, scotch, whatever enthusiasts. Let them know that we're out there and we're fun to listen to. At least so I've heard. I've heard we're a riot. And I've heard that sometimes we go off the rails and we need to bring it back home, but that's how conversations go. And if we stuck to a script, this podcast, this show, so to speak, would not be the same.
Right.
The conversation's just got to go where it's going to go. That's how I feel about it. So if you feel that way about it, I'm sure that's why you're still here. So thank you for listening to the Savor the Burn podcast. Once again, signing off. My name is Jonathan. Across the table from me is Mr. W2. And no matter who you are, where you are, who you're drinking with, and what you're drinking, always remember, keep on burning.